So if you're still posting to the entry task, no worries. I do want to go over some information to start our day. There is a new bathroom pass policy from the school, so I've had to change up how passes work in here. They now have to stay at my desk, and you have to check them out if you're going to the restroom, all right? So you must check one out. We have two still. One of them is currently in use, but I have a second one. The reason for this being is in some other classes, in some other parts of the school, some of the bathroom passes were getting abused a little bit. Perhaps students were doing more than just using the bathroom with their passes, so the school's response is to require them to be checked out. So that means I can only have two of you in the bathroom at most at a time. I'm still figuring out how I want you to sign them out. Besides just telling me, I'm cool with that. But if we want to put it on documentation or whatever, that's something I'm still working on. You cannot leave the classroom without a pass, unfortunately. I know this has been happening a lot. I've been a little bit slacking in my making sure you have passes, but I don't want you all to be getting in trouble from Thorson or any administrators in the hallway while you guys are out, if you do or don't have a pass, okay? Anything library or counselors or anything not bathroom, I can write you a paper pass, and we can have more than two who do that. But at the moment, all bathroom passes gotta be checked out. So that's how it's gotta be for the future. In other news, it's regular flex this week. So by 7th period, you should have a decent idea of what you're doing this week, and we'll know who to choose for teacher offerings, because both days, Tuesday and Wednesday, are teacher offerings. I can't play the Monday morning message at the moment because we don't have audio, so we'll do that when my aux cord gets delivered. So, another thing, I am noticing in all of my classes, not just yours, that phones and distractions are becoming more common than I would like. Okay, we agreed upon in the expectations that you guys were paying attention, engaging, using your phones and playing games and other things like that at appropriate times. And so as a result, because those expectations have been a little bit loose, that is on me as well, I'm going to have to start using some more securely blocking plans. I might change the phone pocket policy to something like this, a phone holder like Rossi has. They'll be safe up here, out of the way. But again, you guys know I don't like punishing. I'm not a fan of like authority in general. But we still have a job that we need to do, and the phones are a distraction, even for me. It is, so I understand where you're coming from. As a compromise, if behavior is good, if it's consistent with phones, if it's consistent with not being distracted, let me take a little snoop real quick and see what you guys are doing at the moment. Okay, this is good. We're not distracted. We're locked in. Thank you. I am totally willing to do more freelance Fridays, totally willing to do more gaming-type Fridays, you know, something worth the effort that you're putting in during the week. I'm happy to do that. But you got to hold up your end of the bargain. Does that make sense? Do both of these things seem fair? Kind of a double barrel questions. But is anybody having any thoughts about some of this new information that's being presented? We all good? Okay. You can always Canvas message me if needed. All right. We have a very simple task today, which I'm going to show you how to do, and then I'm going to have you join my session. And I just want us to practice. Thank you. And witness how this really cool extension called Live Share turns your VS Code into a Google Doc Google Doc type tool. I also am hoping that you'll understand how this extension can be helpful, and if we have time, which we should, we'll practice starting and joining coding sessions within our groups. You don't have to code anything today. I just want to get the thing all configured. All right. The main method of doing this is following me, either my video or in class. It is a pretty simple install, but you do need to sign in with GitHub, and you do need to click a bunch of yes, authorize, yes, confirm, yes. Oh, not that button. You do need to do a bunch of like authorizing, so you will need your phones for email codes, authentications, whatever. But the main method for completing this is to follow along with me. So what you get out of this is a consistent Google Docs style collaboration feature, which I think will be really useful with our new kind of group identities, any group projects that you might be collaborating on, any group coding challenges that might be coming up in the future. all going to be good outcomes of this. You'll understand how to start a session by the end of the week at the latest. You'll get experience with this group coding and collaboration kind of workspace. And this stays consistent with the web development world. If you decide you want to continue being a programmer, decide you want to continue being a developer, this is an actual extension that gets used quite a bit. Okay? So, let me show you how we do this. I need to uninstall it from mine real quick, because I installed it in first period. Come on. So we go to extensions, and it's called Live Share. I'm going to uninstall it and then restart. Okay, so when you open up your VS Code, right, we're used to this UI. Let me turn on my screen, my streamer mode, basically. Okay, so you can see all my clicks and stuff. We're used to this UI with these 5 options to the side, okay? When we add this extension, extensions can always be found in the Minecraft block little section of your VS Code, okay? When we add this extension, it's going to add a new, let me do a little artist rendition here real quick. It's going to add a new button right here for Live Share, okay? So you go to extensions, you go to the Minecraft block section, and you type in Live Share, okay? And you want the one from Microsoft, not the deprecated one. That's the old, nasty, busted one. We want the up-to-date Live Share with 20 million downloads, okay? So you click on that, and then you click the Install button right here, and it should, really quickly, mine was pretty fast, you know you've done it correctly when you see this guy on the side, all right? You see the little circle with the little arrow, like Blakeney's poor drawing that I just demoed, okay? Who sees a circle with an arrow? Raise your hand. All right, who's still installing the extension? Okay, so that's the first step, is to get the extension Live Share installed from the Minecraft menu right here. You can also hold Control-Shift-X if you want to be Matrix Neo coding hacking mode, but you can also just click. So, if you would not mind clicking on this new Live Share extension button that you can see here, you get 3 options. We got Share Read Write, we got Share Read Only, and we got Share Join. Okay, if this is option 1, option 2, let me put that over here, option 2, and then option 3, pretty self-explanatory, but what does option 1 mean to you? You can read it and change it. Who else thinks read it and change it? Okay, I see 2, 3 hands, couple hands. Nice, that's correct. This is basically full edit access, okay? So it's the same thing with Google Docs. It's the same thing with shared, it's the same thing with shared Microsoft Drive, whatever. This looks like Egypt. There we go, edit. This is the full edit option. So whoever shares their link with you, you need to be respectful of their work, just like if you were collaborating on a Google Doc, right? Whoever is the host, that's the file that you're changing, okay? And we'll get into how you'd set up smaller projects or smaller pages later in the future. Okay, share read-only, right? We don't get to write on the read-only version. This is just for viewing, okay? If somebody in your group is trying to show you how something's put together, or they're demonstrating like I do with the screen share or like with the screencast mode and stuff like that, if someone in your group is demonstrating, they can share a read-only link, and you can also join a read-only link, which is the third thing that I'm going to walk you through right here. Do these make sense? They are pretty face value, but I want to make sure you guys know kind of the details of how each of them come together. All right? Am I good to move on? All right. So, what I'm going to have you guys do in order to make sure that this works correctly is I want you to join my folder right now. So when you click, oh, not join. Sorry, I need to share it. I go back to the Live Share extension. We're going to share read write, and it's going to do a little bit of stuff down here in the bottom right-hand corner, and it's going to tell me that I have an invitation link copied to my clipboard. That means wherever I Control V or wherever I paste, let me just go into a notepad real quick. Oh, that's first periods. Okay. I can just Control V to paste this link that I'm about to send out to y'all here in a sec. So, what you're probably seeing that I don't have is something like sign in down here in the bottom corner. Does anybody see the sign in section right down around here above my head or behind my head? Okay. What you want to do is when you click sign in, it's going to ask you on the search bar up here, GitHub or Microsoft. You want to pick GitHub. Okay? That's why you'll need your phones today, because you want to go through all of the steps to authorize GitHub access. for joining the link. So while you guys are doing that, I'm going to go into your agenda. Oops, that's exit tasks. I'm going to go into your agenda and add this share link that I've just put up. Okay? So let me put it right here. And you will not see this. You won't be able to access it until you refresh Canvas. Okay? So, if you click this prod.liveshare. This whole bunch of word soup, right? This big salad. It's going to probably open up VS Code inside of your browser. Is that true? Has anybody clicked the link yet? Or are you still signing in? Okay. So, I can see Amelia has joined the service right now. I can see that's probably Lakshana, right? Lucky. Okay. It's going to be connected to whatever your GitHub username or GitHub identity is going to be. So it's okay if it's not your real 100% name, but it should be school appropriate, right? So I'm going to take a quick lap and kind of see where we're at with joining this live share and help you guys through the login process, through the opening process. But you only have to log in once you get it all configured. Okay? Sound good? All right. I'm going to take my lap real quick. So I think everybody who's present today is in at the moment. Thank you. Just hang it right there. Okay. The cool part is you have full access to whatever folder I share with you. So since you are currently logged in with me right now and I don't have a folder open, once I do, when you go to the Explorer, you'll be able to see everything that's going on inside of that folder. So let me get my my May folder open real quick. Okay. That should keep everybody... Oh my god. Did it kick you all off? Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna go one more time. One more again. Okay, so copy link. I'm gonna push the URL now that you're all logged in with securely. So you don't have to do the Canvas one, just do the one that I send you. But while you're doing that, I'm gonna update the Canvas one. Sorry guys, I didn't. So there's a Teachable. I'm learning this extension too. There's a good example of what you need to do before you start a session. You need to make sure that you have a folder open, because otherwise we're just going to be looking at my blank VS Code space. All right, it's okay. I see a lot of people on. Now you're following me. All right, so you can see, just like in Google Docs, on your screens and mine, when you're clicking around and stuff, you got a little cursor that's connected to your GitHub name. What I can do as the host is also do something called focusing. And this will be useful if you're trying to demonstrate something to your group members, if you're trying to bring everybody to a page. Okay, I can see we're going to allow anonymous user to have read-write privilege, so make sure that you're using that wisely. Okay, so as we know, you guys are in high school, basic Google Doc rules. We've gone over this with some of the other things we've done in class where I am the owner of this file, so I would appreciate it if you didn't go through and delete a bunch of stuff, because that's going to make it a lot harder for me to work. Okay, but if I go to my Explorer, you're going to see that you also have full access to not only the entire folder or whatever file I'm working on in VS Code at the moment, but you also have access to my terminal. Okay, so if I minimize participants here, and we look right in this section, it says shared terminal 0 and it says shared server 0. If I open up a terminal, you'll be able to read all of the commands that I put into that terminal. Then, if I open up a server, you'll be able to quickly just click on whatever pops into there and access whatever folder file I'm working on, which means you all get an equal output when you share a folder with read-write. You all get the ability to collaborate, and you all get live updates as you work on your pages. This extension is really cool. You just have to use it correctly. So, for example, if I go terminal, new terminal, make sure my screencast mode is enabled, sorry. Doop. Okay, there we go. If I go to terminal and then command prompt, I can also, for example, focus you all and yank you into whatever file I am looking at as the host. So don't use this for evil, use your powers for good, right? If I go into my terminal and I start up a little npm run dev server, okay, that's going to do the normal spin up, the normal building that we're used to. And when I click on localhost, let's take a look at what's going on in the session details here. Okay, you can see now that I've opened a terminal. You have access to 2 shared terminals here, the PowerShell one that won't work, and whatever commands I'm putting into the command prompt. You also have this little plug icon with localhost 3000 that if you click on it, will automatically take you to the output. Okay? So for example, let's say I want to show you guys as if we were pretending that I was your group host and we were trying to do something right now. I could go to the page that I'm trying to have us collaborate on, or that we're trying to accomplish an assignment or a project or a challenge or whatever Blakeney has told you guys to do. I can focus everybody, bring you here, okay? And then you can see the things that I'm going to be changing, right? You can also see in real time, like what is happening at the moment. When somebody accidentally breaks the page, it's going to update for everybody, okay? So, here's my output on the side. If I go through and then let's take off from start building all the way down to the export. Okay, you'll be able to see that I think I'm B Florkney, because I replaced the L with, or the A with a 4. Okay, let's get rid of that. Save it. That's going to break something. Okay, why have we broken? Why are you mad? Okay, I girl bossed too hard. 1 second. I'm just going to clear all this. Everybody pause off. Don't mess with anything at the moment. I just need to, hold on. Pause for effect. All right. Now we've got a site that if you go in between the divs, and for example, let's say I'm showing you how to, if I could type, showing you how, pretend you can read this, to do something, right? You can see it updating not only on the live server, but on your computer, what keystrokes that I'm doing, and whoever is making changes. Like if I hover over this, I know that Lucky, is doing that right now. If I look at this, that's Isabel. If I hover over this guy, not sure what that one is, I'm sorry. There's Daxton. Let's see who else is around here. Okay, now, if for whatever reason it gets out of hand, I as the host can kick everybody off, okay, by closing my session. Whatever changes are made, though, with read-write are permanent. Okay, Google Doc rules, right? You got to be respectful and adult when you're working in groups such as these. So, that's the major thing that I wanted to show you today. If I Control Z, see how far back it'll let me go. Pretty far. I'm actually really impressed. So let's get it back to functional. There we go. We're just going to leave it at that. Okay, so does that make sense? Really very simple, really very powerful utility that we can use now that we have some groups that we're working together on stuff. Now that we have, we want a little bit more web design likeness, web design sameness with the development world. This is a great way to actually contribute to future group projects. Okay? And that's the main thing I have to show you today. Does anybody else need help getting their extension set up? So I'll be doing one more check before the end of the period to make sure you're all good. Okay. So the other thing I need you to do before the rest of the time is yours is the exit task. Okay? So the exit task on here, on the slideshow that you also have access to in the resources section, I want to know, how will the live share extension be helpful? Next question would be, how would it be unhelpful? What are your thoughts on that? Tell me a little bit. Make sure you respond to the green one. Once you've responded to the green one, then you can do whatever you need to do. But during the block days, we're going to be getting more into using this, practicing this, understanding the expectations with this, and as a useful tool. Okay? Sound good? Give me a thumbs up if this made sense. Give me a thumbs up if you can see how you would use this in your future projects. And give me a thumbs up just because. Cool. Thank you. All right. Good job, y'all.